I'm Nick Seco from HomeRight Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Welcome to Let's Talk TriState, all powered by HomeRight Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, online homerightwaynesboro.com. Joining us today, we have Executive Director for the Capitol Theater. This is Kelly Kozlowski. Kelly, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
It's wonderful to have you. Kelly, you're a longtime guest on Let's Talk TriState, longtime friend of Verstanding Media. We love having you on here. I'm amazed we are now reaching a point where some of the guests that we are getting back that haven't been on in quite a while haven't seen our new studio.
I know, this is gorgeous.
So I got so used to hearing that for a couple months, and then hadn't heard it in a while, and now
nice.
we're kind of reaching that where 5 or 6 folks are coming in here, and every time they come in, like, wow, this looks great. So happy to have you.
Well,
today.
I am so blessed to be able to have the opportunity to come in and spend some time with you and talk about what we've got going on. It's such a wonderful opportunity for our nonprofits to have an outlet like this to share what's going on.
I totally agree. And Capitol Theater, one of our favorite venues, such a treasure in Chambersburg. Those who are listening and viewing, if you've never been to the Capitol Theater, I encourage you to make it a point to visit this beautiful facility. But the event we're going to talk about today doesn't necessarily focus on the interior of the facility. It is something that happens in the outdoors.
It is.
It's the Backlot Blast. It's on the way. Tell us about this.
So this is actually my favorite event of the season. This is our last big hurrah of our working year, and it is our biggest fundraiser of the year. So each year we do what we call our 21 plus Backlot Blast. It's a wonderful opportunity for people to come and have a great time in the summer. It's a great opportunity to see the Reagan years. If you love our local treasures of the Reagan years, the 80s tribute band, they come and they have been so kind and so supportive of us and our mission with the Capitol Theater being a 501c3 nonprofit. We really do try and kind of walk that fine line between what is going to be a crowd pleaser and what we can afford. And the Reagan years do such a wonderful job of supporting us and helping with our mission and being a real advocate for what we do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So having them is one of our favorites of the year. We love it. We love it. And it's a great opportunity. We bring in food trucks and beer vendors. And it's just a great way to get out and celebrate. And it also gives kind of the opportunity, too, for people to come in and see something at the Capitol that maybe they've never been. We get a lot of new faces, which I love. I love that it's a chance for people to come and see something that they know is going to be good because they're familiar with the band, and then come and see the venue. I can't tell you how many times people are like, "Can I have a tour?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Sure."
Or I didn't even know this was here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought the back lot was all that was used. They thought you were just borrowing a back lot from a pre-existing business, not realizing it's the Chambersburg, it's the Capitol Theater. So let's talk about the kind of crowd energy that we can expect for the Backlot Blast. I hate to say this, I have always wanted to come and never have.
Oh.
With the Reagan years being there this year, I think I may have to. They are, as you said, they are a local favorite. They are a crowd pleaser every single time.
100%.
And they're so talented.
They are. They
really
are. And I think the nice thing, I mean, they do play a lot in our area, but I think what sets this this version of them, apart from seeing them at carnivals or seeing them at other venues, is they really do come out and spend a lot of time out in the audience.
Okay.
They come out, they dance, they sing, and so it really feels like a much more intimate setting than seeing them at one of these big open venues. So it really is that opportunity to have a one-on-one with the band.
They kind of let
and
loose a little bit.
They do, and they take breaks, and they you see them out talking around, and so it really creates a different energy, and people are up and dancing and having a great time, and then grabbing food from our food trucks. We have 2 brand new food trucks this year.
Tell us
we
about
have
that.
Coretti's. From Chambersburg, the one out on Lincoln Way by Walmart. They're coming for the first time, and we also have Celia's Food Company, which is gonna do like hot dogs and burgers and chickens and things like that. So we've got the pizza end of things. We've got we really tried to go true Americana this year and have a great time. But it's just kind of an opportunity for people to come and enjoy a band, and you don't have all of the other stuff and all of the other distractions that you kind of end up sometimes with the Reagan years, and you really feel like it's there for you and just you, and they're playful and have such a great time. It really is my favorite event of the year because everybody is in a great mood. Everybody's having a grand old time. They're having their beer. They're having their burgers. It's great. I love it. Exactly.
So when it comes to the Backlot Blast, it's not like obviously being inside the building where you buy your ticket, you have an assigned seat. How does seating work? Is there seating? Bring your own? What do
you bring your own lawn chair. You find a place in our parking lot. It is a 21 and over event, which kind of again gives it a little different different feel.
A little more freedom.
Correct. It's it's all adults. Everybody's got their beer and their koozies and their lawn chairs. So it really is a kind of a fun opportunity for our audience to just kick loose and have a great time.
And then when we talk about the Backlot Blast being a party outside, what is this? I know this is important to a lot of people. Okay, they may hear Reagan years, and they may hear beer and food. So all things, we're taking off all the boxes here. But then there's atmospheres. What's the atmosphere like when the Backlot Blast? I can't say anything because I haven't been there, but I want to hear about it.
Sure. It's great because you kind of have, a lot of times we do another outdoor event, and in that one you kind of have like pods of people, and they listen to the music, but they don't, and they kind of have their own little conversations. In this one, everybody just lumps together in the middle of the lot and spreads out from there, and you've got strangers meeting each other and going, hey, you're sitting next to me, let's go up and dance, and so it really becomes a kind of, for lack of a better way to put it, kind of a free-for-all, because everybody becomes friends, and everybody's there for a great time. They know that they're going to enjoy themselves. They know that they can kick back. They know they don't have to worry about anything. So it really is a great, fun adult kick back, listen to great music, get up and dance. Everybody gets up and dances at some point. So you don't have like that group of people that get up and you're sitting there going, I could never do that. It's great.
Well, and it does sound like this is kind of, and I said before, I don't mean to overuse it, but you're kind of taking the boxes off for a lot of people, because if you're like me, who I may not drink, but I do love the Reagan years, for me, just sitting there enjoying some food, kicking back in the sun, watching a great band would be amazing. Then there are those who enjoy the adult beverages, perfect, and everything that goes with that. But then if you want to dance, you're welcome to get up and dance. If you just like to sit there and watch the entertainment, I love to people watch, and people dancing after they had a few beers is not much more entertaining, really, than that. But I have 2 big questions.
Sure.
The 2 big questions are, what's the time?
So doors open at 3:30. It's this Saturday, July 12th. Doors open at 3:30. The band typically starts somewhere between 4 and 4:30, and then the music continues until 8 o'clock. And you can get in and get your drinks, get your food, get a spot, get set up, pop squat, and then be ready to go for a fantastic performance.
Now, when it comes to ticket prices, is it a tiered price or is
Nope.
it all one ticket price?
$20.
Really?
$20.
And can you get them at the gate?
You can get them at the door.
Can you get them in advance?
You can get them on
Okay.
advance
Wow.
on our website at thecapitaltheater.org, or you can purchase them at the door. So $20.
Okay, so that is the capital CAPITOL.
OL theater with an RE.
That's right, theater RE.
Yep.
And .org, and you can get all the information there. Now, I was perusing the website knowing you were coming in today.
Yeah.
And I saw that there are a lot of events that you have planned. We're talking about this one, the Backlot Blast, and that is kind of the wind down for the
Sure.
fundraising year. When we say fundraising year, I don't think a lot of people realize the Capitol Theater often, or not often, it operates, at a loss.
It does.
Essentially.
It does. It does. What I think a lot of people don't realize is, as a nonprofit, we really work as shoestring as we possibly can. Our ticket sales, when you buy a ticket for an event, outside, inside, movies, whatever, only account for 29% of our operating costs. That building is coming up on its 100th birthday. It'll turn 100 in February of 27.
Wow.
So she's a feisty old lady, and
Yeah.
it takes a lot to just keep the facility operational, let alone keep it up with the times. We run into a lot of things when I'm trying to book acts and things like that we just don't have the capabilities to do because we don't have the equipment or we don't have the whatever. So we try and kind of keep up with the times as much as we possibly can. But all of that, the makeup after the ticket sales comes from donors and comes from grants. So we really do not only rely but appreciate the support from the community in the form of fundraising donations.
And I think too it's important when you're at an event, knowing what you said about the ticket price and knowing how much of it covers, that if there are those ancillary things that are going on, if there's food and beverage or if there's a merchandise stand or whatever, all of those purchases will help as well.
Absolutely.
When you're at the Backlot Blast, you mentioned food trucks and beverages. I'm sure that those businesses are they returning a percentage back to the Capitol Theater?
So we don't ask that from our vendors.
Okay.
We understand that that's their livelihood,
Sure.
and we work really hard to be a good partner, and we do that with all of our facilities. Anytime we bring in an outside partner, we really do understand that we're there to be a partner with them, and we don't want to take away from their livelihood. Now the beer sales and we do have our concession stand open
Sure.
for popcorn and snacks and things like that. And our beer sales and soda sales and that kinds of things, that does come back to us. And like I said, the band does a really great job of being supportive of us and understanding that it's a fundraiser. But the bulk of the income from that event comes from that and from our sponsors.
Yes.
We have wonderful sponsors for this event. A&K Settlements is our platinum sponsor.
Okay.
They're a huge supporter of us. Becky Abels is one of our board members. She's a wonderful partner for us, and they have been so kind to us over the years, as well as Zellinger Davis Trin law firm. One of their lawyers is on our board, and we love their support. And then our season-long sponsors support us too in Franklin County Visitors Bureau and GDC IT Solutions. So this is, in addition to being kind of our last hurrah of our season, because our season runs fall through summer.
Sure.
And this is kind of our last hurrah, but it's also our last opportunity to thank those businesses that are so supportive of us throughout the year.
Now, if anyone's showing up there and they're going to come to the Backlot Blast and while they're there, is there a way they can make a donation there day of?
Absolutely. In the program, there will be a donation envelope. There'll be places all over the event that you can drop that envelope in, or there'll be QR codes on the program that you can donate online as well. And we'll be talking about that over the course of the evening and kind of sharing. And the band's great. They always give us a shout out too of, hey, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, make a donation.
Kind of like a love offering, so to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think too is great. What you can do is visit the website, thecapitaltheater.org, and see everything that's coming up. There is something. I was amazed. I didn't realize you had all these things booked out. We haven't talked in so long.
Yeah, so we
goodness.
book out our next season. So our season starts in September, And then we've got some really exciting things coming next season. I'm super, super excited. We've got a Journey tribute coming. We've got an Oak Ridge Boys. We've got an Oak Ridge Boys tribute coming. We're doing a partnership with Chambersburg Community Theater this Christmas on a musical version of Miracle on 34th Street,
I saw that.
which is going to be such a wonderful family event. We're bringing back our Valentine's Day series with a comedian this year.
Well, I saw too. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but to go back to Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas in July, we'll call it. So that we kind of get a buy right now.
Exactly.
And you're going to show on the big screen White Christmas.
Yes. So every year, we've done it for the last, I think the theater's done it for about the last 12 to 15 years.
Okay.
But right before Christmas Eve, we do 2 screenings of White Christmas on the big screen. We do a sing-along version in the afternoon, and then we do the traditional version.
Okay.
When I started, we showed the traditional version twice, and I can't tell you how many people would come up to me in the tech booth when I was running it going, could you please ask these women in front of me to be quiet? I want to watch the movie. And because people are singing along, so I was like, all right, so we're going to split this up. We're going to do the sing-along version where if you want to sing along, sing at the top of your lungs. Then if you prefer the quiet tradition of watching the movie, then you can come to the evening show. But in the middle, we do a big Christmas party. We have Santa and we have volunteers throughout the year that come in and donate cookies and treats, and we have our bar open, and it's kind of just a nice social hour in between. And we have a group of ladies that this is their Christmas party. They go out to lunch and then they come to watch the show and then they stay for the party. And then last year we had a group from another nonprofit that they decided this is what they were going to do for their holiday party. So they came over and enjoyed it. So it really is kind of a great way to just one last hurrah before everybody goes off on their holiday. But it's just so beautiful to show such an icon in a big old theater. And
I love it. And hopefully there's just some snow coming down a little bit.
Yes.
Enough of a dusting that you just really set the mood. We are, as we record this, we're sitting in a studio that's about 80 degrees. Just FYI, in the middle of summer, and I could not get more warm and fuzzies right now when we're talking about White Christmas at the Capitol Theater. TheCapitolTheater.org is the website. Kelly is the executive director. She does a wonderful job. Their entire staff, they're all just wonderful, wonderful folks. Certainly deserve your support, your attention, and your donations as well, in the form of tickets and also making any donations that you can. Always looking for partners.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're right now we're coming into we're finishing out our 24-25 season. Looking ahead to our 25-26 season. We're super excited to have Franklin County Visitors Bureau and GDC IT Solutions back next year as season sponsors, and we're excited to announce that UPMC has joined us as a season sponsor. It's so great to have them on board. You're going to be seeing their materials around the building, and they're going to have people popping in throughout the course of the season to talk about what they're bringing to the TriState, which we're really, really excited about. But we've got plenty of shows that still are looking for sponsors. I think the fun thing about a show, as a partner for a specific show, is you really get to target an audience. And I think we try really, really hard to make sure that we have something for all demographics over the course of a season.
Including children, everything.
Correct. And that way, whatever a business chooses to have that's their demographic that they want to speak to, they can target their audience in whatever our show is. And it gives them kind of a front and center opportunity. Come talk to our audiences. You've got a captive audience of several hundred people that are there waiting for you. Their information gets included in all of our marketing for that show. So it's a wonderful way to not only partner with a nonprofit and support the arts in your community, but also speak to a captive audience that is your demographic, that's your audience that you're trying to sell your product or your services to.
Love it. I love it. It's wonderful. As Kelly said, when you can be in front of the audience that you want. So let's say I'm looking for women, elder millennial women, right?
Yep.
The Galentines was perfect thing, especially this past year when you had the boy band there.
Yeah.
That was, I can imagine if you're wanting to sell to them, if the products or services you offer go to them, that's who you want to be in front of with your sponsorship dollars.
Exactly.
And I think if you come and meet with Kelly and her staff and say, hey, I would like to, do you have anything that would get me maybe, men 25 to 54?
Exactly.
Well, we've got the Oak Ridge Boys coming. Right.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. So I'm glad that you do that. Well, Kelly, what I want to do is make sure you come back sooner rather than later. I'd love to have you back leading into each of the shows. Coming up in
Yes,
the new
I would love
season.
that. I would love that.
That would be wonderful. I'd love it as
Anytime
well.
with you is fabulous.
Your smiling face just makes it all worth it. All right? And we thank you so much for joining us today on Let's Talk Tri-State.
Let's talk Tri-State.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.